This is the 2012 annual conference of the National Association of Social Workers. We meet annually here in Baton Rouge to one, celebrate March being National Professional Social Workers Month. We have almost 800 participants who will be here for 3 days, and they're coming primarily to learn things about their profession, to acquire new skills and knowledge, to better serve the citizens in this state that they are working with. So it's a celebration of the profession itself, but it's also an opportunity for them to come together, learn new skills, network, and re-energize so that they can return to their hard jobs, very difficult jobs, in the weeks to come.
And our first award is the 2012 Social Worker of the Year Award. When I got out of graduate school and started working with NASW, actually become active in the organization, some of the names I heard of and that I wanted to strive to become was my mentor, Mary George, Galen Bond, Daryl Ducote, Dr. Balthazar, two people who are now friends of mine, Lisa Lipsy and Stanley Macenter, and this next person who is, okay, I'm gonna talk like this. Our next person who is actually our award winner, Karen Travis. Karen, what I heard of Karen is Karen was on our NASW board in the past in a leadership position. She was also in leadership positions with the American Group Psychotherapy Association, with the Louisiana Group Psychotherapy Association. She has done speeches in Louisiana, nationally, and on the international level on anger management, mentorship, group therapy. We actually have someone we know in common, a local dentist. He's my dentist too, and all of a sudden he goes, "You know this social worker named Karen Travis?" Yes, I do know her. She's worked with him to get funding through Blue Cross Blue Shield for mentorship programs for students. Her name is all over the place, and my personal opinion, this is long, long overdue. So we want to welcome Karen Travis to the podium as our 2012 Social Worker of the Year Award.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much. I don't mind telling you this is a bit anxiety-producing. Where's the Ativan? Xanax. So, when Carmen called to tell me I had won the award, I was in total shock. It was the call I never imagined to receive. I had no idea that I'd even been nominated. I was full of emotion and have continued to feel this fullness, anticipating this day, this moment. And here it is, and it is passing, soon to be only a memory I will cherish, a memory I will weave into the fabric of my social worker self and call upon it in the days and months and years to come. I don't mind telling you I have given much thought about what to say today, and it amazed me actually how quickly I started to think of the many people I would want to thank, living and not. This is my 3 minutes at the Oscars. This award is my Oscar. To me, the highest professional honor that I could receive. There are many layers of my professional life and layers of becoming a social worker. This award has taken me on a journey, a backwards glance to 1975, when I started undergraduate school at Southeastern Louisiana State University and majored in social work. It was there that I began my love for group therapy. Recalling choices of graduate schools and deciding to go to LSU and receiving my MSW in 1980. And it actually blows my mind that this is my 32nd year of doing social work. I'm really not that old. Thinking with every choice, there is a loss and a gain. I have recalled my first job at Angola State Penitentiary and what a rich learning that was for me, and continued the memory lane to present. There are so many people who have come to my mind and are in my heart. There is not enough time to acknowledge each of them individually, and indeed, this is a fortunate problem to have. Teachers, supervisors, friends, colleagues, family, mentors, and my own therapist. Today, I want to acknowledge and thank Lisa Lipsey and Edgar Guedry for nominating me for this award, Social Worker of the Year. I love saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. Social Worker of the Year. Me! Today, I dedicate this award to my students, my supervisees, my mentees, past and present, to my professional passion, group treatment. And most of all, today I dedicate this award to my clients. I am honored each time I am allowed on their life journey, whether it be a looking back or dealing with the present issue, and I always hope that they have hope for their future. There are certain days of one's life that stand out more than others, and this day is one of them for me. Thank you, and thank you.
Our next award will be the Public Official of the Year Award, and we're going to ask Amber Hebert to come up and present it.
Michael Neustrom earned a PhD in criminal justice and was a professor of criminal justice for quite some time before becoming the sheriff in Lafayette Parish. I say that to tell you that he gets it. From a social worker, he gets what we do. He's demonstrated outstanding leadership qualities while holding the office of Lafayette Parish Sheriff. Sheriff Neustrom has dedicated significant resources to the prevention and treatment of substance abuse, as well as providing learning opportunities for the offenders, all with the goal of reducing recidivism. The Sheriff's Office offers unparalleled programming and behavioral health services both within the Correctional Center and in the Community Corrections Campus. Services offered at low or no cost include inpatient and outpatient substance abuse treatment to our offenders. We provide job readiness, GED education and training, and testing, anger management, parenting classes, and preventive programming for youth who are at risk. The Lafayette Sheriff's Office, through the leadership of Michael Neustrom, has implemented and appropriately staffed empirically based programs for success. Not only does he dedicate resources to these programs, but he allows clinical and professional freedom for the programs to succeed. The short and long-term impact of Sheriff Neustrom's leadership in Lafayette Parish is far-reaching. The 2007 study indicated that our recidivism rates for people who are graduating from our programming are about half that of the national average. So join me in congratulating Lafayette Parish Sheriff Michael Neustrom as our elected official of the year.
Thank you all for the selection. I feel very honored and privileged to be recognized. But as I sort of say a few words, I'd like to point out that I'm one person who runs the agency or is the head of the agency, but the real work's done by those who made the nominations. And I wanted to thank Amber as well as Rob Reed. And Rob, you want to stand up? who's our Director of Corrections, Rob, Marie, Collins, also. As we were talking earlier, I just sort of point the direction I think we ought to be headed, and that's based upon a lot of things, the direction, how you formulate a direction, but to me it makes sense that we've tried the lock 'em up approach, not that it's totally been written off in America and in Louisiana, but as you look to what Louisiana is going through now with its prison system and its parish correctional facilities, everybody's looking for a cheaper and a better alternative. And I think that's going to call to the forefront, what are we doing in local parish jails, not only secure facilities, but also all the drug treatment facilities and juvenile facilities in the state. So that's kind of my thoughts of where we're going. I think doing more drug treatment, anger management and so forth that was mentioned earlier, the programs we've started, I think that's a preventive approach to crime. I mean, you can lock people up, you can arrest them, put them in jail. There are people that should remain in jail, but there's some people that are amenable or willing to accept some direction and some suggestions as to there's a better way to live life, a law-abiding approach. So that's a preventive approach that we've taken in Lafayette. Before I forget, I want to point out two other people that are here today who have kind of helped me form that direction that we're heading. One is a social worker, or was a social worker. I don't think she's a social worker now, but my daughter Allison, who finished her MSW in social work and then got another degree in sociology on top of that. So Allison, would you stand up? She's expecting her first child, and she's due a week from tomorrow. So we're waiting patiently and cautiously. And next to her is probably another very important person, my wife, Cece. Stand up, honey, the mother of our 6 children. It kind of keeps me in line from time to time when I veer off the beaten road. So we do have a lot to offer in Lafayette, I think. The community's growing population-wide. We've been fortunate with the oil business. The economy's doing well. I have concerns as we look out as to what the state's going to do treatment-wise as well as incarceration-wise, and I think we're on the right path. One of my other daughters, who's not here, she's in North Carolina, but she's a social worker, and I said, well, what do I say? You know, what do I say to this group? And she texted, well, she called me right on the way over, and she said, well, look, Daddy, this is what, throw this phrase out and see if it has any traction. I'll throw the phrase out. It says, compassionate by nature, social worker by choice. And I think that's the direction everybody in the room is headed. I think those values are present here today. I think we're trying to emulate those same values and that same attitude within our agency, within our sheriff's office. There is a balancing act that has to be performed, the juggling act, if you will, because traditionally sheriff's offices are there for one purpose, and that's to incarcerate people and arrest the bad guy, and you have to do that. But I think there's an opportunity that you can take if you want to. It's a little risky. It's not a guaranteed bet that you're going to succeed, because when you move into the treatment realm, people start questioning, well, is this the right way to go? Is this the best way to do it? Or should we build another jail or another facility of some type? We have recently purchased 29 acres off of Willow Street, which is kind of on the northwest portion of the city, the parish, and we're going to build a new work release facility, a training facility, a warehouse for our prison industries, as well as a video visitation facility. So we think it's important, and that's all with no increased tax revenues from the citizens. It's money that we've saved over the years, and we're moving forward. So again, I feel privileged to be here. I feel honored. Y'all do a great job. Us in corrections, the people that are involved in trying to make communities safer, the state safer, I think need what y'all do, and y'all have done a great job, and I'm very happy to be here and privileged. Thank y'all.
One of the privileges of being the president I don't want to run again, so somebody needs to get on the pedestal, is being able to get a President's Award. Now, this person does not know about it. There's only one other person who was in the planning of this, who I told in confidence, so it's going to be probably a surprise. But this person is probably the epitome of what social work, the profession's about. Somebody who is actually stands for us, fights for us, pushes our profession above the rest in the legislature, in the profession. We're always being attacked by other professionals, and she's right there fighting for us, making sure that we get the final vote, get the props that we deserve, and I don't think people realize just how hard she fights to keep social workers in the forefront. So we got the respect of a lot of people out there because of this individual. So Carmen Weisner, I'd like you to come up and get the President's Award.
Now I kind of know how y'all felt. I came to the social work profession sort of, as I said, as my children would say, on an accident. I couldn't do math, wasn't real good in science stuff, and my older brother and I sat through the college catalog, and he said, "Oh, this should be what you should do. Not much math, not much hard science, and some of this other stuff. So this is it." I mean, he's a physicist, so I thought, oh, okay. I have never regretted one day of my life being a social worker, and I'm always proud to tell people that's what I do. It's my passion, it's my profession. I was in state service for over 34 years, and when I retired from state service and the opportunity came to come to NASW, it was probably kismet and an opportunity that I never regretted one moment in my life. It's good to be able to say I'm on the other side. I'm no longer muzzled, to be able to say what I want and to say what I think. And as my husband says, and you think and say a lot. And so I'm really honored and privileged to speak for you on your behalf and on the behalf of the clients and beneficiaries that you work with every day, on the issues that are important to you, and some that you may not even think, well, why would we even be concerned about it? It's because we matter. Social work matters. And I love the theme that National has provided us this year. I was honored and pleased when I was asked by the National Office to write a chapter in the book, Social Work Matters. And so I'm humbled, and I am so blessed. Thank you. Sometimes it's just a real pleasant, gentle reminder that people, particularly your peers and your colleagues, appreciate what you do every day. Sometimes it's that person who's watching from a side who says, you know, their work is extraordinary.
I was in total shock when Carmen called me. I really didn't believe it, and I was so full of emotion and so honored. I thought you had to be dead to get something like this. So it's very nice to receive an award while you're still alive. It's truly just a terrific honor to be Social Worker of the Year of the state of Louisiana.
I feel very honored and privileged. But again, as I pointed out, that it's the people that do the work. I'm the agency head, I'm the sheriff, but I employ people to kind of run the programs. They do all the hard work. I just kind of stand in front of cameras and talk to people, but it's quite an honor. I feel very, very thrilled and very honored.
I was completely humbled as a private citizen being given this kind of award. It's very meaningful from social workers, and really what I do is just put a stake in the ground that says I care, and there's other volunteers and donors and people who need help who come forward to help others. So it's very humbling to be part of it.
A surprise, did not expect it, very pleased though.
Surprised when they called me, but I was really excited and honored, but a little bit humble because I really don't like a lot of recognition, or I just like to do what I enjoy.
I literally jumped around in circles and very, very happy.
Can you talk about the importance of social work?
I think it's very important. I had an undergraduate degree in sociology. It's not exactly social work, but it's an interest in groups and people and behavior, how people react to each other. And I think the insight that's gained from advanced training, like a graduate degree or even a social work specifically degree at the undergraduate level, I think that's kind of the root of maybe some solutions that we're all trying to find. And my area is in crime. So if we can understand people better, psychology also has some influence, but if we can understand people better, young people in particular, to where they're maybe a little bit more open to change, juveniles, and there's a great emphasis on juvenile justice in Louisiana now, then I think it gives us a path to a brighter future.
My goal as a social worker is to help people learn how to help themselves. That's social work has been called the helping profession, but I personally believe that my hope is to empower people, that they can look inside themselves, dig deep in their interior life, and heal from their wounds, whatever may have caused them, and learn how to help themselves for their future.
As a non-social worker, but who works in the field as volunteer work, it's just amazing what social workers do. They truly make a difference in people's lives, and I'm always just amazed that people will give their life to such a thing. It's very inspiring.
I think it's sort of the front line in terms of families and children and folks who often are very vulnerable in our society, and it really is part of the fabric of what it takes to make communities whole. A lot of the pathologies that we have, a lot of the problems are a result of lack of getting some of the basic needs met, both psychologically as well as physically.
For me, social worker is just being someone who's a resource person, someone who can connect people with the things that they need to reach the goals that they have in their life. So, and social work is about being involved in the community and being a resource for other people. So, to me, it's not what I do, it's just who I am, it's what I enjoy.
Social work is very important because there's always somebody to help. There's always a population to help, and social workers are just very compassionate, and they see that need, and they fill it or find a way to fill it.
Social workers matter. We matter a great deal, and we are always honored when we are called upon by somebody who says, I need help.